There are moments in life when we stumble across something so simple, so quietly powerful, that it shifts the way we see everything. Tonight, I want to share with you such a discovery. It is not complicated. It does not require years of study or endless hours of effort. In fact, it can be spoken in less than 2 seconds, and yet, when understood, it holds the power to open the door to wealth, to harmony, and to divine order. Florence Scovel Shinn, the quiet and radiant teacher of spiritual law, spoke often of the simplicity of truth. She knew that the greatest secrets of the universe are not hidden in grand speeches or complicated rituals, but in short phrases, words that carry vibration, words that align us with the deeper current of life. She believed, and she proved, that 3 words alone could begin to dissolve fear, remove blocks, and draw in the abundance already waiting at our doorstep. Perhaps you have tried before to change your life with affirmations. Perhaps you have repeated long lines, filled notebooks with intentions, whispered prayers under your breath late at night, and maybe, despite your efforts, you have wondered, why is nothing happening? Why does the change take so long? Why does it feel as if my words fall on deaf ears? You are not alone. Countless people through history have wondered the same, but Florence understood something that most never discover. She saw that the universe does not respond to the length of our sentences. It does not measure how many times we say something, nor does it demand elaborate speeches. The universe, instead, responds to vibration, to energy, to alignment, and in 3 small words, the kind of vibration that moves mountains can be found. Now, I know what you are thinking. 3 words, could something so small, so ordinary, really carry such power? Could it be true that while the world struggles, while books are written, and hours are spent in study, the real secret is hidden in 3 words that anyone, anywhere, can say at any time? Yes, that is the mystery. And that is what makes this teaching both humbling and beautiful. The greatest truths are always within reach. And as you hear these words tonight, I invite you to lean back, to relax, and to open your heart just a little wider. Let the noise of the day soften. Let the worries in your chest fall away. Because tonight, together, we will step into a teaching that Florence herself gave to her students, a teaching that changed their lives, and that may just begin to change yours. Many people begin their spiritual journey with affirmations. They sit quietly, they close their eyes, and they repeat long sentences meant to bring prosperity, peace, or healing. Perhaps you have done this yourself. Perhaps you have written down lines such as I am wealthy, I am successful, I am healthy, I am strong, and repeated them over and over again. And yet, after days, weeks, or even months, nothing seemed to change. It is in those moments that doubt begins to creep in. We wonder, am I doing it wrong? Does the universe not hear me? Is all of this only a dream? And with every passing day, the gap between our words and our reality feels larger. But Florence Scovel Shinn understood a deeper truth. She taught that words alone do not carry power unless they are infused with vibration. It is not the length of the phrase, nor the number of times you repeat it. What matters is whether the words harmonize with the energy of the universe. If we speak without belief, if we repeat words with fear in our hearts, then we are like musicians striking keys on a piano that is out of tune. The sound is made, but the harmony is lost. Think for a moment of a time you spoke words you did not mean. Perhaps you said, I'm fine, when you were not fine at all. The words themselves were simple, but the energy behind them was heavy. Others could feel the mismatch, even if you tried to hide it. In the same way, the universe responds not to the surface of our words, but to the current beneath them. This is why so many affirmations fail. People try to cover their fear with long statements, hoping that if they say enough, it will drown out their doubt. But the truth is, no matter how many times a sentence is spoken, if the vibration is misaligned, the universe will not answer. Florence often said that faith and fear cannot live in the same house. If you repeat affirmations while secretly doubting, the fear will overshadow the words. It is like planting seeds in soil that has not been cleared of stones. The seeds cannot take root, no matter how many you scatter. But when you clear the soil, even one seed can grow into a tree. And that is why she turned to simplicity. Instead of long phrases that can tire the mind and open the door to doubt, she taught her students to speak short, clear words that carry pure vibration. Words that can be repeated easily without effort. Words that bypass the questioning mind and go straight to the heart. Perhaps you have felt the exhaustion of repeating sentences that never seemed to work. Perhaps you felt as though you were speaking into empty air. Let me assure you, the problem was never you. The problem was never your voice, or your worth, or your prayers. The problem was only the weight of unnecessary words. When the sentence is too long, the heart cannot hold its vibration. But with 3 words, clear and strong, the heart can align with ease. Think of a song you love. Often, it is not the longest line that stays with you, but the smallest phrase, the simplest chorus, the words that repeat again and again until they live inside of you. That is what Florence sought to teach. Affirmations, when simplified, become like a song that lingers in the soul. They do not tire you. They do not confuse you. They carry you. So if you have tried before and failed, know this: you are not alone, and you have not been abandoned. You were simply given too many words, too much weight, too heavy a burden to carry in your spirit. Tonight, that burden is lifted. Tonight, you will learn that 3 words alone, spoken with calm trust, can move mountains. Take a deep breath now. Let go of the old frustration, the memory of failed affirmations, the endless circles of effort. You no longer need to push. You no longer need to chase. There is a lighter way, a gentler way. It is waiting for you in 3 words that Florence gave her students, words that bypass struggle and go directly to the heart of the universe. And soon you will speak them. Florence Scovel Shinn was not a preacher in the traditional sense. She did not stand before grand crowds or deliver long, complicated sermons. Instead, she spoke with a quiet authority, the kind of presence that makes you lean in, the kind of voice that settles the storm inside you. Born in 1871, she was first an artist, painting scenes filled with beauty and light. But over time, her gift shifted from the canvas to the soul. She began to paint with words that awakened something in people, words that helped them remember the laws of spirit. Her life was not without hardship. She knew what it meant to struggle, to face uncertainty, and to walk through seasons of lack. But rather than letting difficulty close her heart, she allowed it to open her understanding. She discovered that life itself is like a great mirror, always reflecting back to us what we believe deep inside. If we hold fear, the mirror shows us more reasons to fear. If we hold faith, the mirror shows us pathways we could not see before. And so she dedicated her life to teaching others how to change their inner picture so that the mirror of life could reflect something new. Florence often spoke to small groups, sometimes even just to a single person seeking guidance. She did not use heavy religious language, nor did she complicate her words. She spoke in simple sentences that anyone could understand. To her, truth was not something distant or mysterious. Truth was close, like the air we breathe, like the light that streams through a window at dawn. She wanted her students to feel that closeness, to know that the divine was not far away, but always present, always ready to respond. One of her most famous teachings was the law of substitution, the idea that we can replace a negative thought with a positive one, just as easily as we can switch out one picture for another. If fear rises up, we do not have to entertain it. We can substitute it with faith. If worry fills the mind, we can replace it with trust. In this way, she taught her students to be gardeners of their own minds, carefully tending the soil so that only good seeds could take root. There was the story of a woman who longed for a home of her own. She had prayed and hoped for years, but nothing seemed to happen. Florence did not give her a long list of things to say. Instead, she asked her to prepare as if the home was already on its way. Set the table, she told her. Make space in your life for what you desire. Act as if it is already yours. The woman followed her advice, and not long after, an opportunity appeared. The home she had dreamed of became her reality. Another student came to Florence, weighed down by financial struggles. Debt pressed on her like a heavy stone. She was tired, afraid, and hopeless. Florence listened gently and then gave her something unexpected. Not pages of affirmations, not hours of ritual, but 3 simple words. Say these daily. She instructed and believed them. The woman obeyed. At first, the words felt strange, almost too easy. But as days passed, she noticed her heart beginning to shift. Fear loosened its grip. Hope returned, and soon her circumstances began to change as well. Debts were resolved, and new income found its way to her. Florence's students often said that being near her felt like standing in sunlight. She carried certainty, a deep trust that what she taught was not theory but truth. She did not promise that life would always be without challenge, but she promised that with the right words, spoken in faith, every challenge could be met, every door could be opened. She believed that words are not just sounds. They are living things, carrying energy, shaping the invisible before shaping the visible. To her, careless words were like sharp stones that could wound the spirit, while conscious words were like gentle hands that could heal and build. This is why she was careful, always careful, to teach her students to guard their speech. Never say anything you do not want to see. She would remind them. Even in her own life, Florence lived by this rule. She spoke as if abundance was always near, as if peace was always at hand, as if every good thing was already hers. And because of that, she moved through life with a grace that inspired countless others. Her books, like The Game of Life and How to Play It, have continued to touch lives long after her passing, because they are filled with this same clarity, this same luminous simplicity. And always, at the heart of her teachings, was the reminder that the universe is not stingy. Life is not against us. The divine does not withhold good things. Instead, it waits for us to open the door, to align with the current, to speak the words that signal readiness. That is why she placed so much importance on short, clear, powerful phrases. They are easier to believe, easier to feel, and easier to repeat until they sink into the very marrow of our being. Florence's legacy is not in grand temples or monuments, but in the quiet miracles experienced by those who followed her guidance. Ordinary people who found peace in the midst of chaos, who discovered provision when there seemed to be none, who walked into new seasons of life because they dared to trust a few simple words. And tonight you walk the same path. The same current that carried her students is waiting to carry you. The same simplicity that set them free can set you free as well. Soon, you will hear the words she gave, the words that opened the door. And now, after walking with Florence through her teachings, after listening to the quiet power of her stories, we arrive at the moment you have been waiting for, the moment of unveiling. She said there were 3 words. 3 words that hold within them a vibration strong enough to unlock what you have been seeking. Words simple enough for a child to say, yet deep enough to move the heavens. Words that do not ask for struggle or striving or endless repetition, but only your belief, your openness, your willingness to let them live inside you. Pause for a moment. Feel the quiet in the room around you. Notice your own breathing in and out. Place your hand gently over your heart and prepare, because the words are about to be given. The 3 words are, I receive now. Let them settle inside you for a moment. I receive now, not tomorrow, not someday, not when conditions are perfect, not when you've earned it, fought for it, or proved yourself, but now, in this present moment, in the stillness of this very breath. Florence taught that receiving is the missing piece for so many. We pray, we hope, We ask, but we do not always receive. Our hearts stay closed, our minds full of fear, our hands clenched tight. But these words, spoken with sincerity, open the door. They say to life, to spirit, to the divine order, I am ready, I allow. I accept, say them softly with me again. I receive now. Imagine the words as a key, turning gently in a lock. With each repetition, the door opens wider. With each breath, the light flows in a little more. This is not about forcing or demanding. It is not about grabbing what you think you must have. It is about aligning, surrendering, and letting the good that already belongs to you find its way into your life. Florence would remind her students that everything you seek is already finished in spirit. It already exists in the invisible. When you say these words, you are not creating something out of nothing. You are simply allowing what already exists to take form in your world. So, breathe in gently, whisper again, I receive now. Let it be a soft song within you, a permission slip written to the universe, a quiet yes. And as you rest with these words, know that they are not just sounds. They are a vibration, a frequency, an opening. Tonight, you have unlocked the door, and in the next part of our journey, you will learn how to let these words become your daily practice, a rhythm of peace, abundance, and divine order flowing into every area of your life. Let us sit together in the quiet and breathe them in, for words only become alive when we allow them to travel from the mind, into the body, into the heart. So wherever you are, whether lying down, sitting in a chair, or resting in the stillness of your own sacred space, take a deep breath with me. Inhale slowly, feeling the air fill your lungs. Hold for just a gentle moment, and then release again. Inhale deeply, pause, and exhale one more time. Inhale, feeling gratitude for this very breath. Hold, release. Now, place your hand lightly over your heart, or perhaps on your stomach, if that feels more natural, and let us speak the words together, softly, quietly, gently. I receive now. Feel the vibration in your chest as you say it. Do not rush, do not force. Simply allow the sound to rise and allow it to fade. Let's break it apart. First, say simply, I. Notice what arises as you speak it. I, the self, not the past self, not the future self, but the present you, the living you, the one who is here breathing right now. Again, softly, I. Now, we add the second word, receive. Say it with a sense of openness, as if you were lifting your hands to the sky, as if a window has been opened in your soul. Receive, not struggle, not demand, not earn, but receive a gentle acceptance of the gifts life is already offering you. Breathe and whisper it again. Receive, and now the final word, now, not tomorrow, not later, not when you think you are ready, but now, this moment, this breath, this heartbeat. Say it with me. Now, let it echo softly in your mind. Now, and so together, the three words become whole. I receive now. Speak them slowly, once, twice, 3 times. Each repetition deepens the vibration within you. Each repetition teaches your body, your mind, and your spirit to trust in divine timing. Pause, breathe, repeat. Now imagine that these words are a gentle river. You step into the stream, and the current carries you effortlessly. The words flow over you, through you, around you. They do not ask you to swim against the tide. They only ask you to float, to trust, to receive. Say them again in a whisper. I receive now. Notice if your body feels lighter, your chest more open, your breath more steady. Let us turn this into a gentle rhythm. With each inhale, silently say, I receive. With each exhale, softly say, now. Inhale, I receive. Exhale. Now do this with me for a few breaths. Inhale, I receive. Exhale now. The body begins to understand. The mind begins to surrender. The soul begins to awaken. Now imagine light, golden and warm, entering the top of your head as you say the words, flowing down your neck, into your shoulders, your chest, your arms, all the way to your fingertips, flowing through your back, your stomach, your legs, your feet. With each breath, the light expands. And as the light expands, you repeat gently, peacefully, I receive now. It is almost as though the words are painting. your entire being with peace. You are covered in light, in acceptance, in readiness. If you like, you can close your eyes and visualize yourself standing in a wide, open field. The sun is rising over the horizon. The air is cool and gentle. And as the first rays of sunlight touch your skin, you whisper, "I receive now." And in that moment, you feel the truth. The universe is not against you. Life is not withholding from you. The stream of good is already flowing, and your words are the key that opens the gate. Now, let's repeat together in a cycle. I will guide you through, softly. I receive now. Pause. I receive now. Pause. I receive now. Each time, allow your body to relax further. Allow your shoulders to drop, your jaw to soften, your forehead to smooth. Imagine every cell of your body glowing with agreement, every part of you saying yes, every part of you opening to receive. Now, try placing emphasis on each word. First, emphasize the I. I receive now. Feel the strength of your being. Next, emphasize the receive. I receive now. Feel the openness, the giving, the acceptance. Finally, emphasize the now. I receive now. Feel the immediacy, the urgency of the present. Each variation teaches a new layer of the word's meaning. Florence would often remind her students that repetition is not about force. It is about rhythm. It is about letting the words move from the surface of the mind into the deep soil of the subconscious. Like planting seeds over and over until they take root and grow, so tonight we are planting these seeds together. With every repetition, the roots go deeper. With every breath, the flowers of abundance move closer to blooming. I receive now. I receive now. I receive now. And with each whisper, imagine the blessings of life drifting toward you like petals on the wind, finding their way into your hands. You do not chase them. You do not cling to them. You simply open and receive. Stay with the rhythm. Stay with the softness. Stay with the truth. I receive now. This is your prayer. This is your affirmation. This is your key. And in the silence that follows, the universe begins to answer. The beauty of the phrase "I receive now" is not only in its simplicity, but in the layered wisdom it carries. Florence Scovel Shinn often taught that words are not just sounds, they are seeds, carrying the vibrational essence of creation itself. When you speak them, you activate laws that are as sure and dependable as the rising of the sun. Let's take these words one by one and explore their deeper meaning. The power of I, the word I, is among the most sacred sounds in all of human speech. It is the name of presence itself. When you say I, you are not speaking as the limited human personality, you are speaking as the spark of the divine within you. Florence often reminded her students that God dwells within each person, and when we say I, we are aligning with that inner source. I is the anchor of your being. It connects you with the truth that you are not separate from divine supply. You are part of it. When you whisper I, you are declaring, I exist, I am awake, I am one with infinite intelligence. The mystery of receive. To receive is to open. It is the opposite of resistance. Most people spend their lives struggling, pushing, striving, believing that only through hard effort can they gain what they desire. But spiritual law teaches differently. Florence explained it this way. The supply you seek already exists in the invisible. Your part is not to wrestle for it, but to prepare to receive it. Receive is not passive, but it is peaceful. It requires trust. It requires faith. It is like opening your hands after holding them clenched for too long. When you say receive, you are undoing the blocks of fear, doubt, and unworthiness. You are stepping into agreement with the divine flow. You are saying, I am worthy, I am ready, I am open. The sacredness of now. The third word is perhaps the most powerful of all. Now. The human mind is always drifting to the regrets of the past or the worries of the future. But the divine presence is found only here, in this living moment. When Florence counseled her students, she reminded them, do not wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow is a trick of the mind. What you desire is already here, you need only claim it. To say now is to cut through delay, hesitation, and doubt. It is to stop postponing your good. It is to step boldly into the truth that divine supply is already present, waiting for your recognition. Now is eternity's doorway. Now is where manifestation takes root. The law of attraction vs. the law of divine supply. Many people speak of the law of attraction as if it were about pulling things to you, but Florence's teachings reveal something subtler and more profound. You are not pulling something that does not exist. You are opening your eyes to what already is. The 3 words align you with this principle. They do not summon abundance from afar. They tune you to the frequency of abundance that surrounds you constantly. Think of a radio. The music is already being broadcast through the air. The moment you tune to the right frequency, you hear it. Saying, "I receive now," is the turning of the dial. You attune yourself to divine harmony. Why the words work spiritually? The words work because they are aligned with eternal laws. The law of identity, I, anchors you in your true self, your divine essence. The law of openness, receive, opens the channel for blessings to flow. The law of present power, now, centers you in the only moment where creation occurs. Together, these laws form a triangle of power. You, the divine spark, the opening, the channel of reception, the present, the point of manifestation. This is why the phrase is not merely positive thinking. It is a formula. It is a spiritual alignment tool. Receiving vs. taking, there is also an important distinction. To receive is different from to take. Taking is forceful, rooted in fear and lack. Receiving is graceful, rooted in trust and love. Florence often said, "What is yours by divine right cannot be taken by another, and what is another's cannot be taken by you." To receive is to allow what is yours by divine right to flow into your life without effort or struggle. This is why the phrase feels soft, peaceful, and natural. It does not demand, it allows. How I receive now changes the subconscious. Most of us have subconscious programming built from childhood voices that told us we were not enough, not worthy, not ready. When you repeat, "I receive now," you begin to overwrite those scripts. The subconscious does not argue. It listens, it absorbs, and with repetition, it begins to accept the new belief. I am worthy, I am ready, I am open, I receive now. This is why Florence encouraged repetition, but not mindless repetition. It must be said with faith, with feeling, with presence. Every whisper is like a drop of water wearing away the stone of resistance. The phrase as a living prayer. Finally, understand this. I receive now is more than affirmation. It is prayer in its purest form. It is not begging. It is not bargaining. It is communion. It is the soul recognizing its union with divine supply. It is the child acknowledging the generosity of the parent. It is the wave realizing it is not separate from the ocean. And when spoken with sincerity, the universe responds. Doors open. Opportunities appear. Peace floods the heart. So, the deeper meaning of these words is not in their sound alone, but in the laws they activate, the subconscious they reshape, and the divine relationship they restore. I receive now is the essence of Florence's teaching. A sacred shortcut to abundance, a key that opens the storehouse of heaven not someday, but this very moment. The phrase I receive now is not meant to live only in meditation or quiet moments. Florence Scovel Shinn always emphasized the importance of bringing spiritual truth into daily life. She believed that heaven's laws are most powerful when applied to the smallest details of ordinary living. Let's explore how these words can transform different areas of your life. Receiving in money and prosperity. Money is one of the greatest sources of anxiety for many people. Bills, debts, uncertain futures, these create inner resistance and fear. But Florence taught that supply is not created by fear, but by faith. When you whisper, I receive now, as you handle money, paying bills, receiving income, or even holding your wall, you shift the energy of money itself. Instead of clinging to fear of lack, you breathe gratitude and readiness into every transaction. Try this simple practice. Each time you pay a bill, place your hand gently on it and say, I receive now. Imagine money flowing back to you multiplied. Each time you open your wallet, pause for a second, breathe deeply, and whisper, I receive now. Feel the vibration of supply surrounding you. Over time, you begin to dissolve the subconscious belief that money is scarce. You align with the truth that supply is infinite, and your life becomes the open channel for it. Receiving in love and relationships, many people unknowingly block love by believing they are unworthy or by holding onto past wounds. Florence often said, no man is your enemy, no man is your friend, every man is your teacher. By saying, I receive now, in the realm of love, you are affirming readiness to allow healthy, divine companionship into your life. Practical steps. Before meeting friends or family, whisper, I receive now. You are inviting warmth and harmony into the interaction. When longing for a partner or deep connection, say the words not from desperation, but from calm faith. You are not chasing love. You are opening to love that already exists in the divine plan. If you have been wounded in the past, use the phrase as a gentle balm. I receive now. Healing, trust, and joy in love. This practice helps soften the heart, dissolves fear of rejection, and makes space for love to enter naturally. Receiving in health and vitality, Florence often reminded her students, the body is the subconscious mind in expression. In other words, the body often mirrors the beliefs we hold deep within us. Fear and resistance can manifest as fatigue, illness, or imbalance. The phrase I receive now becomes a healing code when applied to health. Imagine yourself inhaling divine energy with each breath. Imagine every cell opening to receive life, light, and balance. Practical steps. Upon waking, place your hands over your heart, breathe deeply, and say, I receive now. Strength, healing, and peace. If you are unwell, whisper the phrase slowly, allowing it to travel through your body like medicine. When eating, silently affirm, I receive now the nourishment and life force in this food. The shift may be subtle, but it is profound. You begin to treat your body not as an enemy to fix, but as a vessel worthy of love and healing. Receiving in peace of mind in the modern world, anxiety is almost constant, the noise of news, responsibilities, and endless rushing. Florence's phrase offers a spiritual anchor in these storms. Peace is not something to chase. It is something already present, waiting to be received. Practical steps. During stressful moments, close your eyes for just 3 seconds. Breathe in and say, I receive now. Peace. Before sleep, repeat the phrase softly until your body relaxes and the mind grows still. If your mind worries about the future, remind yourself, now is safe, now is complete, I receive now. Over time, this practice rewires the nervous system. The words become a calming ritual, restoring serenity no matter what is happening outside. A day filled with I receive now. Imagine carrying this phrase like a soft mantra throughout your day. When you rise in the morning, you whisper it. When you work, you weave it into your tasks. When you speak with loved ones, you silently hold it in your heart. The beauty is in its versatility. You don't need to set aside hours. You don't need elaborate rituals. Wherever you are at a desk, in traffic, or standing in line, you can softly say to yourself, I receive now. And each time you do, you are realigning, you are opening, you are returning to the divine flow. The ripple effect, the phrase, does not only transform your inner world, it shifts how others experience you. When you move through life with the energy of receptivity, people sense it. They feel safe around you. Opportunities flow more easily. Relationships soften. Florence explained that when we align with divine supply, we become magnets of blessing, not because we are striving, but because we are living in the open channel of grace. Final thought on application, the 3 words are not a magic spell, but a spiritual posture. They remind you that abundance, love, health, and peace are not distant goals. They are already present, already flowing, already yours if you are willing to receive them. Every area of life can be transformed when approached with this simple yet powerful affirmation. Money flows, love heals, the body renews, peace settles, all through the gentle key, I receive now. Close your eyes for a moment. Let your breath slow down, inhale deeply, and as you exhale, let go of any tension in your shoulders, your jaw, and your chest. Now imagine yourself standing in a wide, open space. The air around you is calm, almost glowing. There is no noise, no distraction, only stillness. Above you, the sky is painted in gentle colors, like the soft blending of dawn and dusk. In this space, you feel safe, you feel supported, you know you are not alone. Take a slow breath and whisper softly to yourself, I receive now. Visualizing flowing abundance with each repetition, imagine a stream of golden light flowing toward you. At first, it is just a gentle ray. Then, as you say the words again, I receive now, the light expands, pouring toward you like a river. This river is not just light, it is abundance itself. It carries prosperity, love, healing, peace. Every blessing you have longed for is woven into this radiant current. See yourself opening your hands, your heart, your whole being, and allowing the stream to flow into you. No resistance, no fear, just receiving. Say it again, slowly. I receive now. Money as flowing energy now, in this vision. See coins of light and notes of energy flowing like leaves on the river. They float toward you and gather around you. But instead of greed or fear, you feel calm gratitude. The money is not heavy, not stressful. It is light, playful, and abundant. Each time you whisper, I receive now, the flow increases. You feel rich not only in your wallet, but in your soul. Pause, breathe, and affirm, I receive now. Financial ease. Love as gentle warmth next. Feel the golden current shift into warmth like a gentle embrace around your heart. You see smiling faces, laughter, kindness. Friends, family, or a soulmate appear in your vision. They radiate love toward you. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to beg for it. Love flows naturally toward you, filling your heart like sunlight. Whisper again, I receive now, love, and feel your heart expand, glowing brighter with each breath. Health as radiant energy now, bring your awareness to your body. Imagine every cell in your being drinking in this golden light. It enters through your breath, spreading to your head, your chest, your arms, your legs, all the way to your fingertips and toes. Every part of you glows with life. Every cell is renewed, refreshed, healed. Say it softly with conviction. I receive now, health. As you do, see yourself standing taller, lighter, stronger. Peace as gentle stillness finally. Feel the river slow into a calm lake. The surface is smooth, reflecting the glowing sky. Your mind, once filled with racing thoughts, is now still. You are not worried about tomorrow. You are not burdened by yesterday. You are simply present, safe, calm, whole. Take one more deep breath and affirm, I receive now. Peace. The stillness settles into you like a warm blanket. Expanding beyond yourself now, see this golden light not only filling you, but overflowing from you. It flows out into the world, touching your home, your loved ones, your work, your community. Everywhere it touches, more abundance grows. Every person it reaches feels lighter, calmer, more blessed. By receiving, you are also giving. You become a vessel of divine supply for others. Whisper once more, this time not just for yourself, but for all, I receive now. Anchoring the visualization, slowly bring your awareness back to your breath. Feel the chair or bed supporting you. Wiggle your fingers and toes. When you are ready, open your eyes. Carry this vision with you. Carry the golden stream, the warmth of love, the glow of health, the stillness of peace. Let it live in your heart all day, guiding your steps and softening your thoughts. Remember, each time you whisper the phrase, even for just a second, you are reconnecting to this vision. The river of abundance is always flowing. Your only task is to open, to allow, and to receive. You have now spoken the words, felt their power, and allowed yourself to visualize the river of abundance flowing toward you. But the true transformation begins when you make this practice part of your daily life. For the next 7 days, I invite you to set aside just a few quiet minutes each morning and each evening. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and repeat the words with faith. I receive now. Say them when you wake up before you touch your phone. Say them when you are about to handle money. Say them when you feel stressed or uncertain. Say them before you fall asleep, letting your subconscious carry them into the night. Do not worry about how or when results will come. Your only role is to open yourself to trust, to allow, to receive. And as you begin to see shifts in your finances, your relationships, your health, or simply in your sense of peace, share this practice with someone who may need it. Abundance multiplies when it is passed on, so let us affirm together one final time, I receive now, and so it is.